In the middle of the night, Travis Kalanick faced the moment every founder fears. The company he built had changed the world. Millions of people used it every day. Cities moved differently because of one idea. But something went wrong. How did the man who created a transportation revolution end up fighting to keep control of his own empire? Travis Kalanick was not just building a company, he was challenging an entire industry. He believed speed could beat tradition, that technology could rewrite the rules, and for a while, he was right. Uber exploded across the world, but every revolution creates resistance, and behind the success, a storm was already forming. To understand how Travis reached the top, we have to go back to the beginning, before the fame, before Uber. Before the world knew Travis Kalanick, he was just a kid in Los Angeles, fascinated by how things worked. While others saw ordinary machines, Travis saw possibilities. He took things apart. He studied technology. He questioned why everything had to stay the same. From an early age, he wasn't satisfied with simple answers. He wanted to understand systems and then improve them. The world around him was changing. Computers were becoming powerful. The internet was opening new doors, and Travis was watching closely. But curiosity alone doesn't build an empire. At some point, a question appears. What happens when a curious mind becomes obsessed with changing the world? As Travis grew older, curiosity turned into ambition. He entered the world of technology and discovered something powerful. The internet was not just a tool, it was a way to rebuild the world. While others followed existing paths, Travis looked for broken systems. He wanted to fix what everyone else accepted, but turning ideas into reality was much harder than imagining them. His first attempts were filled with pressure, uncertainty, and mistakes. There were long nights, small teams, big dreams with very little money. Most people would have stopped, but Travis saw failure differently. Every rejection was information. Every setback was a lesson. Because before he could build something that changed transportation, he had to survive the battles no one saw. Before Uber became a global giant, Travis Kalanick had already experienced what failure felt like. Ideas failed, companies struggled, opportunities disappeared. The dream looked impossible. There were moments when everything he built seemed to collapse. The pressure grew, the money became tighter, and the future became uncertain. But failure revealed something important about Travis. He was not afraid of starting over. While others saw a dead end, he searched for the next opening. Then one night, in a city full of people waiting for transportation, he noticed a simple problem, a problem millions experienced, a problem nobody had truly solved. And suddenly, years of struggle started making sense, because sometimes the biggest breakthroughs are hidden inside the moments that almost destroy you. That simple problem became a powerful idea. What if getting a ride was as easy as pressing a button? Travis Kalanick saw something others ignored. Transportation was everywhere. But the experience was slow, complicated, and outdated. The solution was not another taxi company. It was a new way to move. With a small team, limited resources, and a huge vision, Travis started building. The early days were uncertain. Every user mattered. Every ride was a test. Every mistake could end everything. But then something changed. People started using it. Cities started noticing it. And the idea began spreading faster than anyone expected. Uber was no longer just an app. It was becoming a movement, but changing an industry means creating enemies too. Uber started moving faster than anyone expected. A small startup became a global force. New cities appeared on the map. More drivers joined. More people depended on the service. Travis Kalanick was building something enormous, but growth came with a price. The faster Uber expanded, the more complicated the world around it became. Regulators pushed back, competitors fought back. Critics questioned the company's methods. Still, Travis kept moving forward. He believed that speed created advantage, and for a while, it worked. The company reached places most startups could only dream of. Investors saw the future. Millions saw convenience. Uber was changing how the world traveled. But the bigger the empire became, the harder it was to control. At its peak, Uber was more than a company. It became a symbol of innovation, a symbol of disruption, a symbol of how one idea could change everyday life. Millions of people used Uber without thinking about the person behind it. But every revolution creates a different kind of pressure. The world was watching Travis Kalanick. Some saw a visionary who challenged old systems. Others saw a leader whose ambition moved too fast. And somewhere between success and criticism, the biggest battle began, not against competitors, not against technology, but against the consequences of building something powerful. Because creating change is only half the journey. The harder question is, can you control what your creation becomes? Travis Kalanick's story was never only about building Uber. It was about obsession, risk, failure, and the courage to challenge what everyone accepted. He proved that one idea can change an entire industry, but he also showed that success is not only about moving fast, it is about knowing where you are going. Every great creator faces the same question. Can you build something bigger than yourself and still remain in control of it? The world remembers the companies people create, but it also remembers the lessons behind them. Thank you for watching Flight of Genius. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more journeys of the minds that changed the world. And now, I want to ask you, do you think Travis Kalanick was a visionary who changed the future, or someone who moved too fast? Share your thoughts in the comments.